Metabolic health plays a central role in how we age, influencing everything from energy production and cellular maintenance to inflammation and disease resistance. In studying individuals who live well into their 90s and beyond, commonly referred to as the oldest old, researchers have discovered a recurring pattern. Longevity is frequently accompanied by distinct and highly favorable metabolic traits. These individuals do not simply avoid metabolic dysfunction. Rather, they seem to maintain biochemical resilience in ways that protect against age-related diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and neurodegeneration. Their blood chemistry profiles offer a window into how the body can remain functionally youthful, even in advanced age. One of the most consistent metabolic hallmarks of longevity is low insulin resistance. Unlike the typical aging trajectory, which often includes a decline in insulin sensitivity and a rise in fasting glucose levels, many centenarians maintain stable glucose metabolism. They exhibit lower fasting insulin and glucose levels, more efficient glucose uptake, and improved function of insulin receptors. This metabolic efficiency reduces the burden of hyperglycemia-associated damage, such as oxidative stress, vascular inflammation, and glycation of proteins, all of which contribute to accelerated aging and disease. In fact, enhanced insulin sensitivity may be a shared trait among longevity-associated genetic variants, including those found in FOXO3A and IGF-1 pathway genes, which modulate insulin and growth signaling in favor of cellular maintenance rather than proliferation. Lipid profiles in long-lived individuals also stand out. While LDL cholesterol may not always be lower in centenarians, their lipid particles tend to be larger and less atherogenic, with higher concentrations of HDL cholesterol, especially the more protective subtypes such as HDL2. Triglyceride levels are generally lower than average, and markers of lipid oxidation are reduced, indicating less vascular injury and better endothelial function. These favorable lipid patterns are believed to reduce the risk of atherosclerosis, stroke, and other cardiovascular conditions, which remain the leading causes of mortality in older adults. Notably, variants in genes like CETP, cholesterol ester transfer protein, that promote higher HDL levels and improved cholesterol transport are more common among centenarians, further linking lipid metabolism to longevity. Another defining feature of metabolically healthy aging is robust antioxidant defense. As the body ages, the balance between free radical production and antioxidant capacity often tips toward oxidative stress, damaging DNA, lipids, and proteins. In contrast, long-lived individuals tend to have higher circulating levels of endogenous antioxidants, such as superoxide dismutase, glutathione, and catalase, as well as increased expression of genes involved in oxidative stress response. This enhanced defense reduces the accumulation of cellular damage and supports mitochondrial integrity, which is essential for sustained energy production and metabolic regulation. Interestingly, this balance is not necessarily achieved through overactivation of antioxidant pathways, but rather through more efficient stress response systems that prevent unnecessary inflammation and damage. Metabolic flexibility, the ability to switch between fuel sources like glucose and fat, is another trait observed in the oldest old. They often show better mitochondrial function and greater efficiency in using nutrients for energy, which may reduce metabolic waste and preserve tissue function. This is supported by studies showing lower levels of circulating acylcarnitines and other metabolites associated with mitochondrial stress in long-lived individuals compared to age-matched peers. Such flexibility may be maintained through lifelong dietary patterns rich in polyphenol, omega-3 fatty acids, and fiber, as well as sustained levels of physical activity that encourage mitochondrial biogenesis and autophagy. Inflammation-related metabolic markers also distinguish long-lived individuals. Despite their advanced age, many have low levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, interleukin-6, IL-6, and other pro-inflammatory mediators, which are typically elevated in aging populations and strongly associated with metabolic syndrome, frailty, and mortality. This anti-inflammatory phenotype is closely linked to their metabolic efficiency and antioxidant capacity, creating a biochemical environment that favors repair over degeneration. Taken together, these blood chemistry signatures point to a metabolic landscape that is both resilient and finely regulated. The oldest old maintain a balance between anabolic and catabolic processes, stress and recovery, energy use and storage, traits that collectively preserve organ function and delay the onset of disease. Importantly, These traits are not just passive reflections of aging well. Many are shaped by decades of lifestyle habits and possibly reinforced by favorable gene-environment interactions. Studying the metabolic signatures of long-lived individuals provides a valuable template for redefining aging not as an inevitable decline, but as a process that can be modulated at the biochemical level. It suggests that longevity is not a random gift of nature, but a state that can, to some extent, be cultivated through improved insulin sensitivity, lipid balance, oxidative stress management, and inflammation control. These metabolic lessons offer a path not just to a longer life, but to one marked by greater vitality, independence, and health.